Oh,
Oh shit.
I better open my window.
As two men who need no introduction, I'd like to introduce another man to you guys.
Yes.
We have with us our very first guest, very special guest, good friend of MJ.
History, Thomas. History.
Friend of the
History.
show.
Good friend of the show, good supporter of ours. I've heard of, but I've only met until just right now. Mr. Thomas Stremfel.
Hello.
Thomas is
What's up?
a great writer, great friend, and great music listener. I think like three things I could describe you with.
Thank you. I've watched you guys. I watched you guys' what's it called? I watched the last draft you did with like the band,
Chris, this is
and I was
awful,
like, bro,
bro.
what?
Chris had the
MJ
worst picks, I think.
MJ didn't like my draft.
Oh, I don't. I thought it was fun, and it's just like one of those things where you can just think of a million different things you can do with that. Not that it's like
Yeah, right.
the first time anybody's ever done it, but it's really fun.
All right, well, today we're doing hip hop group draft. We will
Oh,
be
man.
drafting, I would say, like the last 10 years, last 5 years
Absolutely.
of rappers. There you go, Chris. We can see you now.
Yeah, sorry, I had to switch cameras. My regular camera just wasn't doing it. So improvise.
But
So
Thomas will go first. Thomas will have the first pick. Kriza will go second, and then I'll go last.
Very good. How big are we doing these groups?
5.
5? Okay, a
5.
quintet. So
No, for a posse cut.
there you go. Man, that's a big group, man. That's like most rap groups are like in trios, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So 5 is like really some Destiny's Child.
I think it's some Brockhampton shit.
Sick.
I think Destiny Child's only
Brockhampton
3,
shit.
though.
Oh shit. I don't know why I thought there was more of them.
You're spoiling my list.
Uh-oh.
All right, speaking of list, Thomas, go first.
Oh
First
yeah,
pick.
All right.
please.
Well, since I'm first, I'm doing the highest. I think it's probably the highest profile pick that I have. I'm gonna do Denzel Curry for my first pick.
Oh,
Great first pick.
I think that he's like, I mean,
damn.
he has like a lot of, like Taboo. He's got like the back half of that album just has like a ton of like awesome features on it. I know that he can work with people. I know that he's like got bars. He's got the like zoo and stuff. It's just an album basically showing that he has like all these punchlines. So I think it's a good pick,
That's a
all
good pick.
arounder.
That's a good pick. Do you have a
Yeah,
favorite
also
album by Denzel Curry?
Wait, what?
Do you have a favorite album by Denzel Curry?
Um, I'd say Taboo. Taboo is definitely the one that I've listened to the
welcome
most.
to
I
the
know that
dark
like I kind of
side
know
of
that album
taboo.
like front to back, but um I kind of feel like if I gave it enough time, Melt My Eyes See Your Future would be my favorite.
Okay.
It's just a
Not my eyes, for sure my favorite.
very mature album.
I love that album.
Hmm.
Walking, I think Walking's my
Yeah,
favorite.
man. That song, the first time I heard that song and the beat switch in the middle, I was like, that was like you know, I always think of that song whenever I hear that album.
No, absolutely. And what a charismatic pick too, because Denzel happens to be part of the group that's the most popular XXL freestyle they ever done.
Oh
Legendary
yeah,
performance.
that's true.
And I think of those rappers when I think of chemistry and modern day and what's appealing, honestly, because of that performance. So
Yeah.
that's a really good pick that you got one out of the 2016 list.
All right, Krizo, number 2. I better
Me,
write this down.
one of us should. Me, my first pick. I'm gonna set a very solid foundation,
Okay.
production wise,
Okay. What?
bar wise,
I
and I
know you.
feel a little bad.
I know where you're going.
I feel a little bad for just pulling out what I feel would be a lot of people's first pick. But I feel like MJ, maybe you would expect this, Thomas, but I feel like MJ would never
Oh,
expect
okay.
this pick from me because he's very familiar with my taste.
Go.
But I'm gonna
Okay.
pick the legendary Wanye Kest as my first pick.
Bruh.
I'm gonna
Starting
pick.
off anti-Semitic today.
Hey, we're not building a political party here. Right? We're making a record. You know what I'm saying? And I just think Kanye, his influence is undeniable. His pedigree is undeniable. And while his ego might not allow for chemistry, the way we formulated our picks last time was just if they were all willing and we all were of one mind and making a project together. So with that in mind, I thought, well, who better than somebody that can obviously can rap but can produce to a very high degree, to a degree that's culture shifting and knows it well too.
Yeah, man.
But
I wasn't even thinking about I wasn't really considering production when I was doing this, but like that
I'm making the beats.
is
Don't
like
worry
such a
about it.
good. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I'll hire MJ to make my beats. But
there you go.
um yeah, and it's like especially if you got something like I think if he could do something like from his earliest albums, that kind of production is like really, I mean, at least in my opinion, it's really ideal for
For hella people.
like a posse cut. Yeah.
Yeah, and my favorite Kanye cuts in terms of production are definitely albums that I don't appreciate as much, or that I just don't enjoy as much as maybe albums in which I'm not so not key, but not like geeking over the production. Specifically Yeezus. I just love how Yeezus sounds, but Yeezus as an album is like it's good for me, but it's not something that I always have on repeat. I much rather listen to like
Hmm.
The Life of Pablo, or one of his older cuts. But Yeezus to me is a very influential album production wise, and I thought that would grant a lot of versatility to the group. Yeah, that's my pick, number one pick,
All
MJ.
right, I'm going. I feel like I'm gonna because I got the next pick too.
Exactly.
I feel like these two picks are gonna be like what you guys expect from me. I'm just gonna get them out the way.
That's fair.
All right. So next one, I'm
I can
going heavy
guess.
hitter. I'm going Conway the Machine as my first
Oh,
pick.
beautiful,
I
That was
feel
beautiful.
my
like
guess, dude.
I feel like Conway is like yeah, just one of the like best rappers out there. And yeah, I mean it's Conway the Machine. I can't really say much about Conway the Machine. If you know, you know. But I'll
He
go
was
for
definitely on my list.
my next pick. I'm done picking Griselda members. That's my only Griselda
That's
member.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule of thumb. They can't be like I can't pick anybody from. Well, I don't know. I guess, but for example, like if you pick Drake, then you can't pick anybody from Young Money. I think that's fair, right? Like you
OVO
can't,
sounds.
you know.
But my next pick, all right, I'm gonna go. So I have Conway. I need that real. I need diversity and gender. I need gender diversity and I need other world diversity. I'm taking Little Sims with
Oh,
my next pick.
damn!
Yeah,
You
man.
know, I
You know what I'm
expect
saying?
that from you as
I
well.
feel like they both could do grimy, but they also like Conway's been experimenting with some of the lighter beats, a little bit more. So I just feel like we could work it with those two.
Yeah, Little Sims can flow over anything.
I
So
really like that contrast because Conway is usually so gritty and heavy, you know, and little Sims she does exactly that. She floats, and while she can rap in a really like a grimy and heavy cadence as well, like she does on Venom or maybe like Boss off of Gray Area. I mainly remember her for like uh, her very grand and like enormous sounding like orchestral
Like
productions.
introvert.
Yeah, like maybe introvert, especially maybe introvert.
Hmm.
And then like Woman off of that album, I guess would be the only example I'll say off the top of my head. But then
no,
what a cool clash that would be.
we're grinding together. I
Yeah,
gotta add a little sauce in there because she's like from England too. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
So she's bringing in a little bit like in 3 6 Mafia is like my favorite rap group. You know what I'm saying? There's a girl in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
RIP Gangsta
RIP.
Boo.
Yeah, RIP
Yeah,
Gangsta Boo. So
very good, very good. we're already 4 picks down. Does that mean it's my turn again?
Yeah.
Okay. For my turn, somebody that's been impressing me on a lyrical level, like somebody that I kind of look at as like the forerunner in the front for like, having a really strong pen game. I'm gonna pick Billy Woods. I think Billy Woods is a great example of like pioneership and evolution being presented in hip hop and people recognizing that. And also just a lot of dedication to the craft, like you're not gonna rap like Billy Woods without practicing for a couple years. And so I have a lot of appreciation for Billy Woods. I'm enamored with his collab project he has with Arm & Hammer. And I've been following them since their project before that as well. They've just been on a great run in 2023. And yeah, like pen game wise, I think I could have put them with pretty much anybody. Billy's really up there for me. He's my number 2.
That's a good pick. That's a good
Yeah,
pick.
Billy Woods is potential for like he's like top 5 rappers for me ever. So I
There
can't
you go.
complain.
Yeah, absolutely. Like and I agree in terms of like just lyricism and versatility. He really is somebody to look up to,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah. What about you, Thomas?
All right. For my next one, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I guess this will kind of like set the with Denzel Curry. I guess I'm kind of setting the standard. So next, I'm gonna go Danny Brown. I
Ooh.
think
Oh,
that
okay.
Danny Brown obviously has like a. I mean, especially like on like Atrocity Exhibition and stuff. He definitely has like an energy that is just unbeatable. And on that same album, he has like Really Dough, which is one of the best posse cuts I've ever heard. Um, and I mean, he's just like really funny, great one-liners.
Yeah. Good for the team. That's a good guy for the
Mm-hmm.
team.
Amazing charisma so
Mm-hmm.
far in the group too.
Yeah.
Like Denzel Curry and Danny Brown are both such like high energy people.
Mm-hmm.
Too much anime in the group, though, I would say.
Too much
Too
anime.
much anime. Bruh.
All right, Krizo, where you're next.
Wait, doesn't Thomas go again?
Oh, yeah. Thomas goes again. There you go.
I do.
Yeah, you get
Oh
2 in a row.
shoot.
But you
Okay.
guys are at the ends. We're
All
like
right.
sweeping up and down.
Um, I'm gonna go with More Mother,
More mother.
um, who's worked with Billy Woods a lot. She's on the new Arm & Hammer album.
Mhm.
Um, she has Brass, which is like the full collaborative album with Billy Woods. Um, I think that she's definitely way different from Denzel and Danny Brown. She has like the really intense and like really aggressive, almost it's like almost like spoken word. But I think that she's a really cool and really different voice to bring to it. And I think that despite how kind of out there her style is, like the best songs that I know her from are songs where she's with a group of people. So it just makes sense.
Yeah,
All right.
really, really high energy, charismatic group you got so far. Honestly, the Denzel Curry, Danny Brown enough would just sounds like an enticing album. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whole tech and something like that.
Do they have songs together?
I don't know if they have
I
any
don't
songs
know.
featuring
I don't
each
know if
other.
they've
I'm
ever
trying to think
collabed.
because I feel like they'd
They would
rock
have, they
together.
would, right? Yeah, that sounds like a crossover. But speaking of Danny Brown,
Oh, shit.
my next pick, I think is just somebody that I've seen be more creative in their works and more individualistic and just not sounding like anything else in the game, you know. And I credit them so much for that as a producer and as a rap artist. They just have their own flow, their own style. And to me, there's nothing that comes close to duplicating it in terms of its aesthetic, its glitchiness, it's octane and how well they're able to tie their production in with their craft because they're the ones making it. JPEG Mafia, I think, would have so much charisma to my group. It would be such a left field, like quirky thing, because you have a good core of Kanye and Billy Woods already with like lyrical ability. It's not an issue there, right? But in terms of bringing the group into like a certain direction and having that flavor, because anything with JPEG Mafia, you just kind of know it's JPEG Mafia, because it is so signature. And I love that, and I would love to see that incorporated in this group somehow. And I also got a little bit of a taste of Billy Woods and JPEG Mafia on that record we're talking about too. Yeah, so JPEG Mafia, my third pick. A
Peggy.
weird ass group I got going on, but but your turn.
All right. Well, I feel like um every group should have a pretty boy. So I'm going Shmino with my next pick.
Smino, okay.
And
Man,
then dude, this is my hard one, but I think I'm gonna go Baby Keem for my next one. I need someone who's gonna be fun.
Okay.
I need someone who's gonna bring a lot of
Smino.
energy.
Wow, that's so fascinating. I feel
But
like Akeem and Smino track would go crazy too.
I am poor and we have the 10-minute marker for our, our Zoom meeting. So we're gonna launch these off now. But so far I have Conway, Little Sims, Smino, and Baby Keem. Krizo. Go.
All right, bet.
Speed round. Speed rounds.
Speed round. So I have Peggy, I have West, I have Billy Woods. For my fourth pick, man, I guess I'll bring it back down. Hmm. I'll bring it back down with another artist that I think is able to keep up and would be able to formulate with these artists on a high level. I'm gonna go with Black Thought.
Oh, okay. That's a
You
good
know,
pick.
Glorious Game was a really refreshing album for me. And Black Thought is just a legend in the game as well. They made some of my favorite features, some of my favorite songs of all time. Uh, like on Soul separately with Freddie Gibbs, or sorry, not Soul separately, but Bandana, I believe, was on that record with Gibbs.
That's a good
But
pick.
but yeah, Black Thought, my fourth pick.
Thomas, you are
He's got the group dynamic, you know.
you're closing it out, my guy. How are you closing it out with?
All
Who,
right.
who you got? Who's your last two?
All right. My first one is going to be friend of the show, good pal of
Oh, okay.
mine, Fatboy Sharif.
There you go.
I think Fatboy Sharif is. I mean, he doesn't have the same energy as like a Danny Brown, but he's definitely like way weirder than him. And I think that I think that it would just make for a really. I think he works really well. Like I think that something that people probably don't like as much about him is like just having so much of his rap in one sitting uh, can
I'll
just
fuck
be
with
like
that.
overwhelming. So I think he would work really well if you cut that with some like Denzel Curry. Um, and then I'm gonna go. I believe this is my first Griselda pick. I'm gonna go with Keisha Plum, who
Okay,
Oh,
that's a good pick.
can Keisha Plum consistently. If there's a Griselda album with a song that has her on it, she's usually my favorite part of it. I am waiting for the Keisha Plum album to drop.
There you go.
Her spoken, I do kind of see her as spoken word, but she just any song that she goes on, I love her.
I fuck with that. Fuck with that pick.
Thank you.
Krizo, last pick.
good five. My last pick.
Who are you picking? This is gonna determine who I'm picking right now.
My last. I'm thinking about the dynamic of my team, right? And it seems like I got a very like lyrical pen heavy game team going with just slight variations like Peggy for the sake of vibe and for the sake of artistic vision. So I want to go with the very vibe heavy artist that's gonna complement every song. And even if they're not like, saying all this crazy shit, like maybe Billy Woods would or Peggy would, um, they complement any song they're on. They're very versatile in terms of the different cadences they can do too, because they've done like slower albums and they've done higher albums. So my last pick is Pink Sifu.
There you go.
It's a good pick.
Good pick.
There you go. As Pink Sifu, I think, is an artist that brings a lot to the table in terms of vibe. Like I never jig, I never move my head the way I do unless I'm listening to Pink Sifu. And that's what I appreciate them a lot, and I think that's a really good way to tie out my team. So bam.
Do I want to go mainstream? Do I want the little indie boys to love me? What do I want?
Who doesn't want little indie boys to love them, bro?
I'm looking at this list, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to really think about the dynamic of your team. Like,
I feel like I'm just missing a leader, though. That's my problem. Like, who's really leading my team? Who's really gonna be pulling it together? And who's up front? Who's gonna be the main guy? Is that gonna be Conway? Like, is he gonna be the main guy? Who's the, he's gonna be the one?
I think Conway would be, yeah.
I don't think it's a bad choice for it.
So do I need more of a role player?
That was my pick with Sifu. I was like, he just
All right. Well,
compliments the team
I'm
really
gonna
well.
pick.
Good
I'm gonna
center.
go your Yi route, bro. I'm gonna go your Yi route. I'm not gonna make the beats for them. I'm still gonna make money for them, but I'm not gonna make the beats.
All right.
My next guy, he's just gonna be in there to add melody, to make fire beats.
I know who it is.
One of my favorite producers of all time. Not the best rapper, I'll give him that. But there's always someone on our team who's not the best rapper on the team, but you
There's got to
like
be
him.
somebody.
Yeah.
I'm going Pierre Bourne with my last pick.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
He's gonna make us some crazy beats. And he's just gonna be there. It's just gonna be good vibes. He's gonna sing a little bit. He's gonna be like, with some auto tune, fill out the parts. So that's my pick. I got Conway, Little Sims, Shmino, Baby Keem, and Pierre Bourne.
There you go. I got Wanye Kest, Billy Woods, JPEG Mafia, was it Black Thought, and then Pink Sifu. Very, very weird cast.
And I got Denzel Curry, Danny Brown, More Mother, Fatboy Sharif, and Keisha Plum. And
See,
I'll just have Preservation produce all of their songs.
There you go.
Wait, Secret Six member. No.
Well, I mean, I don't think any of them are really known for their production.
That's
so,
true. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to pick. Well, Thomas, we appreciate you. Well,
Hey, man.
I appreciate you.
That
before
was pretty
I love
fun.
you.
we gotta rush. We got 2 minutes left. We'll have links and shit in description. But tell us your album of the year. You got 2 minutes.
Oh shit.
My
So
album.
far, what would you recommend to someone album wise?
Nathan DeWittowicz, Sanctuary of Ideas, Constant Smiles, Kenneth Anger, Armand Hammer, We Buy Diabetic Test Strips, Fatboy Sharif, K. I don't know.
What do you
That's
think's
off
your
the top
number
of my
one right
head.
now? What do you think's your number
Nathan
one? Right now?
DeWittowicz,
That was the first
Sanctuary of
one.
Ideas.
What kind of genre is
I
that?
recommend that to anybody. It's like a really dingy like dance electronic album, but it's not like a EDM. It's like really groovy. It's like 3 songs, 40 minutes. It takes its time.
There you go.
But yeah, really, really down tempo stuff. I cannot recommend it enough to everybody that I talk to.
Well, we appreciate you,
Beautiful.
Thomas.
That was awesome getting to do
Thank
this
you.
with you, Thomas. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, man.
Krizo, you
Feeling
lost
is
again.
mutual.
You know what?
Maybe next time.
I think Thomas's group was the most like reasonable that could happen, and all of those people seem like likely to kind of collab with each other already. So I feel like out of all the groups, mine was just totally fucking made up. Like, I just threw them all in the blender. but I feel like Thomas's group would actually make like a cool, charismatic album. Feasible.
They would wear all black too. Like
Maybe.
I should just pick Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, no one picked Kendrick, so no
Paid
one.
out 5 times.
I should have picked the backwash.
Backwash would have been crazy. I was really going for a theme too. I was trying to be like spiritual, lyrical, miracle group.
Yeah, I almost
with the little
I was gonna
zest,
put
little
David
zest.
Diggs, but then he's too lyrical miracle.
There you
So
go.
I withheld.
Yeah, MJ had the worst group.
I felt like mine was good, but I feel like I had the pretty boy. I got Smino. I got Conway.
you put so
Who's
much
really that
emphasis on the
guy?
pretty boy.
I got bro, because you need that like that JT, and Shmino's
True.
that. Well, boys, men, I'll see you guys on the other side one day.